Alright, in my previous video on effective ways of stopping a child from thumbsucking, I made mention of the use of a pacifier and the use of a bitter ointment, which is not harmful to the child's health, and I also made mention of using a finger guide. Process of stopping my children from thumbsucking, I've been able to come up with the best approach on how to stop a child from thumbsucking. Yes, I've been able to come up with the best approach of stopping a child from thumbsucking. Breaking this habit of thumbsucking in children is very difficult, it's very challenging, and in stopping a child from thumbsucking, you should know that what works for child A might not work for child B. Just discover what works best for your child. That is by the way he or she is responding to the method which you are using to stop the child from thumbsucking. Find out once you find out that yes, this particular method that I'm using, my child is responding to it. So what you're supposed to do is to be consistent about it. Don't get tired, don't quit, just keep doing. In today's video, I'll be telling you the final method I used to stop my second child from thumbsucking. After making the first video, like I said, I was motivated to start again. I was like, because this thumbsucking, I've already made the video before the first one I dropped on this channel. I've already made a video the first time on how I stopped my child from thumbsucking, because then I've already stopped her from thumbsucking. She sucking her finger. She no longer sucks her finger, but I was planning on when to upload, to edit and upload, and in the process she became sick. So during that period she started sucking her finger again, and I sympathetically allowed her. It was not easy for her, so I felt if this finger sucking is the solution, please let her suck. After, when she has fully recovered, I will stop her again from thumbsucking. But it did not work that way. As soon as she recovered fully, I tried to stop her. It became worse than it was before, because the more I tried to stop her from sucking her finger, the more aggressive she becomes. If you tell her, if it's before, then if you tell her stop sucking your finger, she will remove, and after a few seconds or minutes she will start sucking again. But this time around, if you tell her stop sucking your finger, she won't even listen to you. If you keep saying it, what she will do, she will close her eyes. She will close her eyes. So she won't even see you, or she will run away from you and go and hide somewhere and continue with thumbsucking. So it was so difficult for me to stop her. So at that point, what we did was to just let her be, and we believe that on her own, very soon, on her own, she will stop sucking fingers. So what we were doing was we keep on telling her, please stop sucking your finger, please stop sucking your finger, is not good. So having my first child and my second child suck their finger, it has given I've been able to come up with the best approach, the best working approach that can stop, which one can use to stop a child from sucking of finger or sucking of thumb. Now, like I mentioned in my first video, you need to find out the method that works for you. As soon as you get that method that works for you, stick by it, be consistent about it. In no distant time, you will achieve your desired result. But you should note that what worked for child A might not work for child B. Okay, right into the video. How I finally stopped her from sucking her finger. After making that first this video, how to effectively stop a child from thumbsucking, which I posted on this Covenant RON channel, I was motivated again to stop her. So one particular night, as she was sucking her finger, I told her, please baby, stop sucking your finger. She refused. So what I did was to go and bring plaster again to plaster her finger, just the way I used to do before. This plaster, because the ones I was using, that I used the paper tape, masking tape, or what they call it. So if I apply it on her finger, she will remove it by herself. So I remember that I have this plaster at home, so I used it to guide her finger. I applied the plaster around her finger, so if I apply it, she will go over to the next finger and start sucking. If I then I will also come to that one and apply plaster on it. So she was so restless that particular night. What she did was she started crying. She started crying uncontrollably. She refused to close her mouth. She refused to sleep. She cried and cried and cried, and I was so uncomfortable. So as she was crying, I don't know how it just got to me that I should join her in the cry. I should join her to cry. So as she was crying, I started crying. It became a crying competition. Crying competition. Crying competition. So as she was crying, I also was crying. She was amazed seeing me cry. She has not seen me cry before, and she was so amazed. She was like, "Why is mommy crying?" I said, "I'm crying because of you. You refuse to suck your finger. Stop sucking your finger. You're not to stop sucking." No, it's not a joke. I wish I was able to capture that moment. So we cried. I cried for more than 10 minutes. Let me not say 30 minutes, because the cry was continuous. Initially, she didn't understand. She kept crying. As I was crying also, she was also crying. But at the moment, she now knew that I was serious about it. Even her sister jumped up from the bed. She was confused. "Oh, mommy, calm down. Everybody calm down." It was as if we were acting drama that particular night. "Mommy, calm down. Baby, calm down. Oh, no, mommy, stop. Oh, mommy, she don't know what to do. She don't know if it's to jump out of the room, because there was no light that particular night. There was no light, and she was like kind of scared. And at this moment, she was kind of scared. There was no light, and mommy was crying at the same time. "Oh, calm down, baby, calm down, mommy, calm down, baby, stop." She was just looking at the window, looking at both sides. So I said, "No, I'm not going to stop. I will not stop until baby stops crying. I'm not until baby stops sucking her finger. If she stops, it makes me to cry." And you were crying. I cried more than the baby herself. So at that point, when she discovered that the crying is becoming too much and it's serious, so she stopped sucking her finger and started begging me, "Mommy, stop crying. Mommy, stop crying. Mommy, stop crying. Mommy, don't cry. Mommy, don't cry." I said, "I should not cry. You said I should not cry. Then don't suck your finger. If you know that I will not cry again, don't suck your finger." So it was just that drama. And she said she will not suck. She stopped sucking, but it wasn't easy for her. Something that she's already used to. She couldn't sleep without that finger. So what she did, she also attempted to suck again. She attempted to suck. If she attempted to suck again, I was still crying. I said, "You still want me to cry? You want me to cry? Maybe you want me to cry. Why do this to me?" So as I keep doing that, if I do it, she said, "No, mommy, don't cry." She removed it. So we kept on doing that till finally she slept. She slept without sucking her finger and without struggling to remove the plaster which I placed on her finger. So that was it. The next day she attempted. I also played the same drama again for her. So each time she wants to suck, I will start crying, and she will remove and start begging me, "Mommy, please stop crying. Mommy, please stop crying." So we continued like that for like more than 2 weeks, till she got used to it. Even in her school, I told them that anytime that they see her try to suck her finger, that they should tell her that her mommy will cry if she sucks her finger. So they said that anytime they tell her that her mommy will cry if she sucks her finger, she'll move it and start saying, "Mommy, don't cry, mommy, don't cry," because she was not seeing me. She don't want me to cry. Oh my god, that made me lost you so much. She doesn't want her mommy to cry. She don't want pain on her mommy. She don't want her mommy to feel pain. She don't want me to feel bad. Oh, I give it to her. She loves me so much. Not be jealous. So that is that. That is that. That is that. That is that. So till now, if she has stopped. So throughout that period, when I initiated stopping her from finger sucking again, I made sure I sleep with her. I stay on the same bed with her so I can monitor her in the night. When she tries to put it in her mouth, I will remove it. So when she's awake, most times she also tries to suck her finger, and I will remove. Sometimes she will not allow me to remove. So what I will do, I'll start crying, or I'll tell her that I want to cry, and she will start begging me again, "Mommy, don't cry. Mommy, don't cry." So we continued like that. Was how we continued with the plaster till I get to a point that I find out that she's no longer putting the finger in her mouth like she used to do. So I stopped using the plaster for her. I stopped using the plaster, and I allowed her to be. Allowed her, and she has stopped. She has stopped. So I said, let me share with you. Let me share with you. Let me share with you. Just find out what will work for you psychologically. Think about something. If you have tried every other method and it did not work, just think about something. Think about something. Think about something. These children, they are emotional, so you can go emotional about it, just like I did, and possibly it will work. It will work. Thank you so much for watching to this point. I'm so grateful. See you in the next one. Bye.